Okay, to the phones, George in Raleigh, North Carolina. You're up first, sir. Great to have you. Hi.
Hey, Rush. Good to talk to you again. Rush, I'm a long-time listener. I've been listening to you for a long time, and I'm normally in full agreement with your opinions, but I'm just one of those people that can't, for the life of me, understand the allure of Donald Trump. I heard so much intellect on that stage last night. None of it, in my opinion, was coming from Donald Trump.
Well, I don't think you have heard in terms of, define intellect. What do you mean by intellect? Do you mean intellectualism? What do you mean? Manner of speaking? What do you mean?
Yeah, well, just in substantive issues that were, when Carly Fiorina talked about how the Internet has left our government behind, I know exactly what you're saying. I'm in no way, shape, or form a Rand Paul fan. But I knew exactly what he was saying. I know exactly what his position is, and that's why I know that I disagree with him. Donald Trump hasn't said anything new since he said at the first debate. I don't know anything more about his policies or how he plans. He says he's going to get it done.
Well,
it's going to be huge and it's going to be great, but I have no idea how he's going to do it.
Well,
I get a sense from Marco Rubio. I get a sense from Ted Cruz that they have a plan.
Okay, so because of that, you don't understand why Trump is number one there. It doesn't make sense to you.
No, it makes no sense to me at all, because he just came off to me last night as the most unintelligent person on that stage.
Oh, wow. Okay, the most unintelligent person on the stage. That's interesting. The most unintelligent person on the stage. Well, so then what explains it, do you think? Even though you might have been listening on hold where I just did explain it, what do you think explains it?
Well, I hate to say it, Rush, but I didn't think in the conservative movement we had low information voters. I think that people are just drawn to his bombast.
Well, now understand something.
Wait, on the issues and what he's saying.
Now, wait just a second here. I've said this a number of times, and I think this is something that's going to need to be repeated. The majority of Trump's support base does not come from the Republican base. A lot of it does, but not the majority. I mean, his support base is all over the place demographically. He's got blue-collar people in there. He's got disaffected Democrats. He's got some Hispanics. He's got a lot of women that support him. It actually is what the Republican establishment claims they want the party to be.
But he's talking about whacking, for lack of a better word, the families.
Wait, he's talking about laughing?
Whacking. I'm sorry, the Italian is coming out in me. He's talking about whacking the families of jihadists.
Oh, whacking the families.
He's not Don Corleone. He's not running to be Don Corleone. I mean, that's a ridiculous statement, and people just brush it off like it's just Trump being Trump. No, that's not fitting of the commander-in-chief.
Let me explain it to you again. Not justifying. I'm going to explain it to you. After I explain this to you, you can say, Rush, I don't care. That's not a reason to vote for somebody. Which, don't do it. If you don't like Trump, don't support him. Don't find the guy you like. But as I just said, everybody's asking, and you are too, in your own way. I don't understand this Trump guy. I don't understand people supporting Trump. I don't understand why he's the dumbest guy on the stage list. I don't understand it. I don't even think that's the right question anymore. If you want to understand why people support Trump, then you need to know what they are asking. And you know what they're asking? Trying to figure out Trump is the wrong question. The question is, what's wrong with the ruling class establishment? They are the ones implementing policies that are causing this country to be at greater risk, less safe, our economy to crumble. The real question is, what's with the ruling class establishment? The evidence is abundant that they are doing harm to this country, from regulation to taxes to health care, entitlements, immigration, national security. It is the Washington establishment dragging down this country. And the people supporting Trump have been asking why for years, and they haven't gotten an answer. The establishment's not interested in what people think. The question is, what's wrong with them, not what's wrong with Trump or Rubio or Cruz or any of these other candidates. Why doesn't the establishment see what the rest of us see? That's the question to me. And if they do, if they see what we see and it doesn't change the way they implement and support policies, then do they not love the country as much as the rest of us do? Why would anybody knowingly take us down a path that's going to end in a horrible crash? That's the real question. And Trump is asking that question every appearance, and that's why people are signing on. He was the first to tap into what Americans are feeling and thinking, George, when nobody else was. It's that simple.